Greetings, fellow Oak Brethren. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Oak Brethren, Episode 19, Researching Siege Equipment. Before I start, let's go ahead and have a poll about what to build next. And I want to explain the options a little bit before you vote. So, option number one is a barn. Oh, that shouldn't be there. There. Option number one is a barn. So, for up until now, all of our animals were just like in the old building. And building a barn would probably mean setting aside a specific designated area for the animals so that they could be better protected and actually like part of the base. The next option, let's not even do the temple. Okay, there we go. Defenses. So what defenses mean to me would be to push ahead to try to get siege engines and to put siege engines on our roof to protect our monastery. An infirmary would be building like a hospital so that when we get hurt, we recover more quickly. And then last but not least would be prisoner cells so that when we do get attacked, we can take prisoners. And in the game, you can have prisoners, you can recruit prisoners or warden them and have them work as laborers. So the warden oversees captive laborers and converses with prisoners to try to recruit them to your settlement. So I'll have you guys decide on that. Up until that point, what I would like to do is revisit the rooftop temple a little bit. So the issue is, I think the interaction spots for the ritual circle are blocked. So I need to move some things around before before I call this project done. There was also one other like nice to have thing that I was considering. And the nice to have thing that I was considering was to set up the rooftop temple with an actual oak tree. We are the Oak Brethren, so that would make sense too. Alright, I am going to relocate this well to the center relocate it. Actually, let's remove it or deconstruct it. Because this is the top floor, I can reposition it somewhere else. I kind of want to reposition it in the bottom right corner so it takes up the least amount of room, which means the well on this floor, whatever this floor is, would be changing position as well. And this would allow for a larger Oak Brethren temple. One that can accommodate more participants in rituals, which I think is rather important. I'll put one more minute on the board for this poll, but it looks like defenses is winning. The other thing that I would consider in defenses is to also incorporate some of these stronger walls. And Quantum, thank you for the resub. So the stronger structures, like a portcullis, might be nice as well. So it's a gateway using chains that deploys rapidly when under attack. The idea would be we could like somewhat leave parts of our base open and then close it in a rush when we come under attack. And Baxter, thank you for the resub too. Try to get the Twitch Prime sub in when you remember. Well, I'll cheers that. Okay, so we have a bit of a plan. It looks like my current priority right now is going to be rework the temple and build defenses. So about defenses, taking a look at research here, I would say pretty reasonably, I wouldn't mind getting defensive structures 4 and siege engines. So let's do 2010-5 for the research. 20, 10, 5. And we'll get both sets of research because they're both going to be equally useful, I think. Yeah. Trying to rework the well is a bit confusing. So on this floor, what floor needs the well? This floor. Okay. Got it. Oops. Man, that was easy to do. I think I'll set the well up in this location. Right there. Can we even build that? Because it's like, I guess my worry is it's like an inaccessible tile. But whatever, I'll just have them build all of this. Now that we know, all the floors that we're going to be using and the well slots that we're going to be using, it's pretty easy. Would I consider walls to include a barn and farmlands? So yeah, that's the thing. If we end up wanting to invest big on defensive structures where we have like a surrounding wall with like portcullis and gates, we could include it within the farmland. It would just mean, as far as projects go, it would be like a massively scoped project. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but it will make it take a lot longer to complete. So if we decide to go that route, it's going to be, you know, a much larger investment, in other words. So something to consider for sure. Not enough allowed resources. Wow, I am out of wood? Well, in that case, let's go chop some trees down. Was not expecting to be out of wood. I know that we've been like smelting a lot of stuff and making a lot of armor, but I figured wood, yeah, we probably have a lot of that stuff, but no, apparently not. Alright, so we got a well on the top floor, a well on the second to top floor. The second to top floor as well, I think what I'm going to start to do is put in more flooring in all the slots that can have flooring. Just because it's going to help with pathing. Because your people walk around more easily when there's a lot more floor everywhere. And we'll just have to make sure that we are continually cutting down trees. I thought, since I had set up the trees in our arboretum to be cut down, like we would have plenty of trees. Maybe it's just that our plant workers have been too busy or something. That could just as easily be the bottlenecked issue. And then once all the structures are physically complete, I'll go ahead and clean up the design of all of the flooring, because I know the floorboard designs are all wrong, but I didn't want to address that until we were ready. All right, the other thing is, if I don't want to necessarily block the interaction spots with the shrine, I may need a singular entryway into the temple. So I'm going to do that as well. I'd like to, if possible, put the actual physical shrine up in this corner, so that all of the actual slots directly adjacent to the ritual circle are freed up. Because I think there may have been an issue where we were physically blocking the interaction spot. And I'm not 100% sure exactly how the pathing works for the shrine, but given that that is my assumption, we might as well come up with a fix. Alright, research says it's available, but we don't have enough of the highest tier research object or books to do it. Alright, I think there's also... Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say, it looked for a moment like there was a stability issue, but it was just that we were removing the floors in lieu of the walls. Can I move the wall one more space closer to the well? I could. But I'm probably, because nothing really needs to change at this rate, I'm probably going to leave it as is. I don't really see an advantage to tinker it with it even further. It's one of those situations where, like, you can forever tinker with something, and you'll never be done. You know? And I don't really like infinite tasks with no end. So when it's good enough, I can step away and go, oh, yep, job's done. Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck in perpetuity tinkering. So this floor's floorboarding looks to be done. The next floor up, we'll do the floorboarding. It looks like is that well built? Oh, it's built, it's just shaded weird. This one's almost done. There we go. And now working the top floor. I think that's done as well. So as far as I can tell, the shrine is now every single floor spot next to the ritual is pathable, open, so that people can walk there and participate. So what I can do once the cooldown is over is to hold another event and then see if it works properly. So it says that it is not currently an Oak Brethren temple. So once we finish moving the torches, I'll figure out exactly why it isn't being registered as a functional temple and resolve those issues. But I'm not. I think those will be easily resolved. So on the bottom floor, we just grab water from the pond. Floor number 1 has a well. Floor number 2 does not have a well. So floor number 2's well needs to be made now. So what I'm going to do is bust a hole here. And then right when I thought I was done, because I missed a floor, we are going to readjust floorboards again. But the well can go in this corner. So we have 4 floors, 4 corners. I think that will work. But they are done with their day today, I think. Well, they might get their work done. So why is this not an Oak Brethren temple? Let's open up the overlay. Oh, I think what happened is part of the roof broke in the redesign. Yes, yes, indeed. All right, that's an easy fix. I think... not really sure why it's not letting me build the roof over this span. Oh, it is now. I don't know how that's different, but if it works, I'll take it. It worked one way and not the other way. I don't know. Just the way it be sometimes. So here we go. We will get the defensive structures. Actually, go for siege engines first. So, siege engines. You have ballistae. And as you can see, there is a minimum range and a maximum range, but the maximum range is huge. And onagers. And, I think you can kind of tell the maximum range, like, on our roof is, like, the entire map tile, as far as I could tell. I can't wait. For those, obviously, we're going to need wooden and mechanical components, and we'll get started in those as soon as the temple redesign is done. Okay, it is an Oak Brethren temple. Now, there is a 9-day, 4-hour cooldown before we can trigger it again without penalty. So I'm not like eager to fire up an event right now, but it seems like all's well. So this is where the well that we missed is going in. We'll get that done. And then put some real time into siege. Artillery next to the church? Yeah, because we're pacifists, but sometimes we have to pacifist across the face. You know? So of these siege engines, the last one is a trebuchet, which is really a siege engine that counters enemy siege engines. Whereas the other siege engines, especially the ballistae, is more for like anti-personnel. So, in that case, mechanical components, let's craft until we have 20. And then, where's the wooden table? I forget. Sewing, I'll find it. There it is. Wooden mechanicals, we'll craft until we have 30. What's the current cost anyway? 10, 10, 15, 10. So maybe I'll just do 20 and 20. I think my people are going to be pretty busy crafting the components for these things, but at the end of the day, when we defend our base with siege equipment, all will be worth it. So as we're crafting these things, the mechanical components, if you're wondering... Ooh. Let's specify steel. I could do iron, but I feel like it's probably better if I focus on steel instead. And just to constantly manufacture steel. And then Kadath's wooden mechanical components is just wood. So I know that I was nearly out of wood earlier. We did source some, so I'm not out right now. But I'm going to have to mark down some additional trees to make sure that we don't go bingo wood while Kadath is making those. Where are you taking Molly? What are you doing? You're releasing? Oh, right. That's one of the animals that just, like, self-tamed. Okay, I don't know why I left this up for 20 minutes. Blame the brain. The temple has been done, so we're going to be building defenses. Now, the question I have for you guys is, do you want me to consider a perimeter wall? I hadn't really planned on building a perimeter wall, and the reason being, if I build a perimeter wall, A, it's going to be really expensive, right? It's going to require a lot of resources. It will potentially protect our animals and our crops. They'll be behind the wall. But the thing is, like, most enemies aren't coming after our animals and our crops, so it's kind of a null issue. The benefit of the perimeter wall is it is, of course, another layer or defense. Another negative of the perimeter wall is it might actually physically interfere with the siege equipment. That if there's a wall beyond our tower, it might actually cause a line of sight issue for the siege equipment. Possibly. But I'll have you vote on it all the same. The other thing that we could consider, which might be a follow-up poll, is some sort of moat-like thing. Now, I had spoken about moats in the past, which is essentially moats are very easily defeated in this game because they can build bridges over moats, much the way that they can build ladders over walls. So moats and walls really only slow them down. They don't stop anyone. But I could still make them anyway if that's something that you guys want. The last thing I could do for the perimeter would be to buff up the physical doors that we have to be of a stronger material, stronger type. So they have much higher HP and can withstand, handheld battering ram type stuff better. So I'll have another poll about that. I know, a lot of options for you guys to think about, but I figured I would offer multiple options, all the same. So there's one other thing I wanted to do for the Oak Brethren Temple, which right in this spot, I'm going to put soil instead of brick, so I can plant an oak tree at the top. And then once it's built, I'll build like a little path around it. So we will have an oak tree at the top of our Oak Brethren Temple. Research available, but not the kind of research we want. Alright. We'll say no to a perimeter wall. Should I build a perimeter moat? Now, there's other things that I could potentially do besides a perimeter moat. Oh, right. This isn't going to be supported. Which is to try to use, like, Greek fire as much as I can. In fact, you know what? All the other floors had brick archways here. I might as well add them in here. I think we need it. So Krieg, you are going for mechanical components. Nice. Sheep Reveno has given birth to Leo and Vlad. Almost a namesake. Raveno, you are female, obviously. I didn't really have to check. You just gave birth. Leo is male, and Vlad, I'm assuming, is male. So, female sheep. Nobla dies. No, male sheep, sorry. Don't slaughter. Wait, how do I cancel? Cancel is not working. What is going on? Don't do it. I shouldn't have to do it like that. Male sheep, male sheep, male sheep. Alright, JD gets the hatchet, and now there's a new JD. And then, I think that's my only male sheep. Oh no, Alrados. The old Alrados gets the hatchet. There we go. Well, eating some extra mutton. So it seems like a perimeter moat is more popular, but I'll give you one more minute to vote on it. And the other thing that I'd probably do for a perimeter moat would be to dig it out not immediately up against our building, but a few tiles out. That way we can have it, like, pseudo protects our farms. I don't want to see Harvest Ruin. Come on, it's a tree. How do you ruin a tree? I've cut some trees down in my lifetime. You can't destroy a tree and ruin its yield by being bad at it. You can kill yourself, sure, but... whatever. Alright, so in this spot, we're gonna have an oak tree. And wow, that's a close pull. I might leave it up a little bit longer because I don't need to necessarily decide at this moment. But a very close pull about whether I have a perimeter moat or not. Now, the only issue that we might have trying to plant an oak tree is I haven't been collecting oak seeds. So I might need to go out and collect oak seeds if I don't have any anywhere. We are 5 textbooks and 5 theses away from getting portcullis gates. It's also worth maybe noting that, like, I'm a little out of my element now. I haven't actually played... So in preparing for this series in general, I played Going Medieval for the first time, you know, in a year and change. But I didn't get this far, so I actually haven't done a lot with, like, wardens and siege equipment yet. So it's all a little new to me. So we'll see how this goes. It looks like a team perimeter moat has worked. Alright, so the plan is to dig a moat out, not immediately next to my my castle, but like a few tiles in. And I'll start to get ready for that. Oh, and we have our oak. Sweet. Without a fence, like, I'm not super comfortable being, like, chilling near that oak tree, but whatever. It's up there now. So if I wanted to incorporate... Well, let's go ahead and research defensive structures 4 before we plan anything else. And the best talker. 15 Manic. Go talk to Lambert Ward. Can we fall off the tower? Not in normal circumstances. Meaning, like, if you're on the tower and it gets hit by siege equipment and something goes wrong with the stability, it is hypothetically possible to fall, but, like, that's not likely to happen. At least not multiple times, you know? Alright, do they have anything I want to buy? Headscarves, herbs, healing kits, kerchiefs. Not really? Oh. Yeah, no, not really. Apparently, oh, we never butchered the other Alredos. Yeah, I think I'm good without trading. Well, you know what I could do? Is trade for gold coins. You never know when you want more gold coins. So they have 150 gold coins. Let's see if we can proffer up stuff for that. So we have 400 cabbage. I mean, it's kind of a lot, so we'll sell 150 of it. And then sell 170 hay. Seems reasonable. I think, honestly, we made out like bandits on that trade. That's a lot of gold for a lot of stuff we don't care about. I'm okay with that conclusion. I could have sold the male sheep for gold, but I was going to butcher them anyway. I'll just go ahead and butcher them. So I don't yet have the mechanical components for the ballista or the onager. And that's likely a result of... No, we actually are sitting on a decent amount of steel. One problem that we're going to have in the winter is I don't know exactly where the iron is. So it's one of these hunt and click type situations trying to find iron. I know I'm also going to need some coal. Oh, there's an iron vein there. There we go. Got some iron and coal. That'll keep us going. Emakar, thank you for the resub. How many of which siege engine are we building? That's a very fine question. I don't really have an answer to that. Why are we starving? Gotta figure this out. We have 14 meals available. No raw food. Let's edit it and take a look at it. No raw food includes... So these meals that we're making are just meals. I don't really see why he should be starving. Yeah, he must be stuck. There must be a pathing issue then. Yes, there is. There is a pathing issue. I see it now. So they can't physically get to these stairs because this well blocks the only pathing. Got it. I gotta think about the solution to this, because I can move the top well, but, like, that's not a great idea. I mean, the thing about the top well is, honestly, I could just as easily... And this is something that I might end up doing, now that I think about it. I could just as easily put the top well, like, here. Right? Even have two of them. That would be a really quick solution. I think I'm going to do that. Which means... on this floor... Yeah, so this gets destroyed. I don't know if they can even path here. Yeah, it's like a super pathing problem. So the worry that I have is if I destroy one of these stability pillars, things might collapse, so I really don't want to do that if I can help it. Manic, can you destroy this well? Yeah. There we go. And then someone on a floor below builds the path. There we go. He's free. Problem solved. And then we'll add the wells back up at the top. Yeah, I hadn't noticed the pathing problem. But glad I finally did. It does change. It does mean that, like, realistically, our entire temple could be the, you know, we don't need to have it the way it's laid out, but I don't think I'm going to be changing it. I kind of like it the L shape anyway. Or whatever it is. Alright, suffering from cold. That's another thing I might need to do something about. Their bedrooms are a little chilly. I'm going to set intensity high for all braziers. Oh, Manic, happy birthday. And yep, that should fix the suffering from cold. So, Ali K, you're the one suffering from cold? Well, you're not even sleeping in a bedroom at the moment. Oh, pet the dogs? Sorry about that. Research, there we go, defensive strategy. So what we just unlocked, we have fire traps. Set a brutal fire trap and watch your enemies burn. So a fire trap allows you to, and this would be good if we had like a moat with a bridge or something, but it allows you to use fire against your enemies. And then we also unlocked the portcullis, which is a high hit point. Now here's one of the interesting things. The portcullis itself is 3 wide, but not 3 times the HP of a regular door. So, I'm not 100% sure how useful a portcullis is going to be, realistically. And the same is true of, like, the gates. Like, these gates are... So, a normal reinforced door is 300 hit points. So, these are barely over 300 hit points per tile. Right? Because they're too wide. What you might be able to do, and I haven't actually tried this, is to build them... Well, no, you wouldn't really be able to do that either. Yeah, I'm a little worried that, like, the larger doors are just bigger targets. You know? I don't know if they're physically any better than a reinforced door when it comes to actual protection. You might just need layers. But we could try to incorporate it into the moat we're going to build. So I'm going to add dig a moat to the priority as well. I probably want to start digging the moat in the spring, though, so that I can actually see what the hell I'm digging into. Because in the winter, with everything snow-covered, it's going to be a little bit trickier to avoid, like, excavating a massive amount of resources that I don't necessarily want. Well, the farms be shrinking in the spring? Quite possibly. I think we've had larger fields than we've probably needed for a bit now. And shrinking them down will allow us to dig a more modest moat, which will make our lives a little bit easier. All right, just waiting on them finishing the wells. And then in terms of the siege equipment, we don't yet have the mechanical components, but we're still working on it. We're still smithing that stuff. It just takes a minute. It's expensive. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Oak Brethren, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow druids.